All right, G&J, we are up. We are live. We are streaming right now. We are on Spreaker. We are now going live on Facebook. Let me go on because we're having some problems on Facebook right now. Let's go and get off of that and get on that. Yep, we doing it. We doing it. There we go. All right. Let's see what we can get on. Let's see if we can get on. Let's see if we can get on YouTube. We're gonna try to get on YouTube too. Give my family time to come in. Travel quotes. We are up and we are live. Day 19. 38182. Oops. Let's kick it. What's up? Yo, I don't know who to watch. I see a brother in a burgundy background under Gye-Nyame Journey getting ready to start broadcasting now. What's up? This is Jackie. Oh, that's Brother Shaka. Well, hey, you know what I look like. You in the place to be. He'll be over here in a second. Unless, I don't know. We'll see. But hey, it's about to go down. There's him calling me right now. The lines are open. Trying to let him know we up. Lines are open, family. Lines are open. And we about to kick it. Let me make sure YouTube is up. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Y'all broadcast at the same time. Hey, well, he just called me, so he probably want me to come on his show at the same time. But I don't know. That's family, though. We doing it. We building. We got 3 families in the house already. So now let me cue up the music while YouTube is getting ready. Cue up this music here. Let's see. Okay, YouTube is ready. We're about to start streaming, but of course, you know, we need some music so I can get settled. I was out skating with the kids tonight. We had a skating party, and it got wild. But fortunately, for the first time, all the parents got there on time to pick up their babies. I was impressed. I said, man, we making progress. But here you go. Family, I need to let you know you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of a Summer production, and you are listening to Tribal Quotes. And of course, you know we are always striving to blow up your old paradigm. Get your stuff. Get your drinks. We in the house. It's going down. Shouts out Sister Jackie. Shouts out to Brother Shaka. I don't know who else is out there, but I'm blessed that y'all tuning in. Let me put up their call-in number. Y'all know that I'm kind of upset today. Brother kind of upset today. That's called cross branding. Brother Shaka's up on the line. Oh! Almost make me want to flow. going down. Let me get some of these libations. Oh, it's fermenting. Gotta do my old man dance. All right, family. All right. Once again, you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I'm your host, Brother Hakim, and this is Tribal Quotes. And this is a Heart of a Simple production where we strive to blow up your old paradise. Uh-oh. I got so many people up on the Gye-Nyame Journey, man. I don't know who's trying to crack jokes with all y'all old asses. All of y'all past your midlife, so I don't know why y'all want to crack jokes on Brother Hatim. I'm just a humble old man that's coming to you tonight. And we got to have a conversation. Brother Shaka, you on the line? Can you hear me? Brother Shaka, are you on the line? Can you hear me? Uh-oh. Something wrong with my lines. Is he on hold? Brother Shaka. Okay, I'll wait for him to come on. All right. So, let's see what's going on. Let me check my stuff, make sure my stuff is working. All right. Choose audio device. Unmute you. You're muted? Hold on. Dude, I didn't mute you. Oh, God. That was an accident. I didn't mute you. Try to come on again. Okay, so, all right. He back up. Can you hear me now? Brother Shaka. Hello? So you hear me, but I can't hear you. You're not muted. All right, so what I'm going to do is I got to go in and come in another way. We're going to get these lines up and running. We both still experimenting because Shaka just opened up his Uber conference account. Uber. I gotta go in through through a tab rather than the app been crashing lately. I know. So go and hang up. I'm about to come up on something else because the app has been crashing lately. So it's just part of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the game. As we start growing, we're gonna start running into more problems, and that's a beautiful thing, family. A beautiful thing. That means that we're doing something right. That means that we're doing something powerful. That means that the conversation that we are having is moving out into the ether, right? Moving out into the universe, and it's causing problems. The type of problems that I like. So hold on. Here we go. I'm up again. Let me make sure everything is up. We're going to get into this. Click, allow. Oh, here we go with all that. Come on. That's test sound. I don't hear no test sound. I don't hear no sound. There you go. All right. Check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. Okay, so now, check 1, check 2. All right, here we go. Let's go to the HD camera. Check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. We're going to use these settings. Now the lines are open. Give it a try now, Brother Shaka. Let's get it.
You are the first participant on the call. Please hold while we wait
for
the others to join.
Now, family. I have to calm down just a little bit. Shaka, you on?
This call is being recorded.
There you go, brother. You on. I can hear you now. So, family, if you would, welcome Brother Shaka Hasbury. We got somebody from Cleveland by the name of Swab B. I want to welcome y'all to the... So, hold on. I want to give y'all a round of applause. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. All right. So we about to kick it off. Welcome. This is all out for y'all. Now, family, listen. Before we start and get into these proverbs, I have to get something off my chest.
Hey, Tim, put your mouth to the phone or something, man.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Who that?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. So, family, I have to start this because I was confronted in my workspace, on my job, by somebody telling me about all the opportunity that is out here for my people and that has been out here for my people. Last week or earlier this week, we had an argument, a discussion about the fact of this term slave. And they just will not leave me alone. And I'm just like, family, we have to come to terms with who we are and what we are. Oftentimes we get caught up in history. And like I said this morning, we get caught up in the where and the when in fact we need to be asking the hows and the whys. Many of us are so caught up of the wheres and whens that we are living in an alternate reality. Family, it is very important that you must realize, because you can hustle, you can grind, you can do all of the stuff that you have been told to do. Now let me, and I want to make this very clear. Our family has did everything possible here, but won't go to war to make things right. We have done for self. And when people wasn't satisfied with us for doing for self, they blew the shit up. We ran for freedom. We prayed for freedom. We have become better at all the religions in the world than everybody else. There's no one that's more Christian than us. There's no more that's more Hebrew than us. There's no more that's more Islamic than us. There's nobody out there more Yoruba than us. There's nobody more Kemetic than us. We done followed all the spiritual traditions. We done pulled our money together. We done fought for legislation. And we still in this situation. Now, I'm not saying all this to make it sound hopeless. I'm saying all this to stress this fact. We come from an incredible people. We come from a compassionate people. We come from a people of the earth and of the universe. And all we got to do is move forward. But we can't move forward as long as many of us are caught up in the illusion. Because, man, listen, this tie I have on, and I go into this all the time, this tie I have on, family, is the inheritance that I have from all the hard work of my grandfather in his life. This tie. And a couple of more ties. And if anybody step up to me and tell me that my grandfather didn't hustle and that my grandfather didn't grind, you better prepare for a fight. Either you gonna hurt me or I'm gonna hurt you. And there's many of us out there with grandfathers that struggle, with grandmothers that struggle, and they did everything right. And this shit is still not turning out for us. What are you saying, Brother Hatem? I want you to understand the family. Everybody has a head start. Everybody had a head start. And not only did they have a head start, they still holding us at the goddamn starting line. We own one 0.1% more real estate than we owned in 1968. There's more of us in jail than it was in 1968. There's more unemployment in our community than in 1968. We got more black folks that are educated than at any other time. As a matter of fact, I could proudly say we are the most educated, oppressed people on the planet. And yet and still, I got people telling me that we're not hustling enough. I got people telling me that, hey, we need to cast off the idea of slavery and blah, blah, blah. The reason I keep on stressing the idea of slavery to y'all is that all of us who are descendants of people that was enslaved, we have a claim on this government. And they owe us some motherfucking money. And we need to start making sure they get ready to start writing those checks or taking off the taxes or whatever. Family, it's going to come back up. I already know. Because we're going to have this discussion tonight. But, yo, I'm sorry. My thoughts are not totally clear because my feet hurt from skating with these kids. But, family, if you coming at me with some illusionary shit, if you going to come at me with some kumbaya, you know what I'm saying? We all are one shit. I'm not into it. I'm not for it tonight. I'm not for it tonight. So I'm going to be very argumentative. Because motherfuckers is telling me that our people are not where we need to be because we ain't had the hustle. We ain't had the grind. And I'm not having that shit. We are where we are because we are disorganized. We are where we are because we don't have enough education. We are where we are because God deemed it so. I'm saying that's some bullshit. I'm saying, family, we building our tribe so that we can move and we can leave legacy for our children, but we got to build together. And that's it. And we can't build on no goddamn illusions. I'm sorry, but Shaka, I know you got something to say. And then, brother, the new brother that's on here, I think it's Swab V. Swab B. I want to thank you for being on. And go ahead, Shaka, it's on you. So what you going to do?
Yo. Everybody in the house?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. How you doing? Welcome.
Oh, man, I'm doing great. I'm doing fine, man. Everything on this beautiful on this end. Well, you know, I think, you know, when we talk about that subject, stuff that you said, I think a lot of it, I really do feel was really thoughtful, very, very thoughtful, very thoughtful, very thought-provoking. And really what you said, I couldn't have said it better myself. But to come from maybe from another angle is probably, you know, probably so that I can remain thoughtful or try to be thoughtful as you already were. I remember being. I know you probably heard this before, and I believe everybody, a lot of people have heard what I'm about to say before. And if you haven't, then cool. If you have, then we're going to start from. I'm going to start from here. And what that is, I once heard, I think it was even a joke or something. It could have been on Dave Chappelle, possibly. But it was an episode where they said somewhere out there, I don't know, commercial skit somewhere. They said if you gave all the black Americans or the Negro American, however it was worded, they said if you gave all of them $1 million, they said basically because of the way that we our spending habits, the way basically how we think, because your spending habits come from how you think. Because of our spending habits, they said they would have basically the government and everybody else would have their money back within 30 days.
Hey, and that's you know what, and that's an argument. Listen, that's an argument. That's an argument that we could use, because think about this. If you want to stimulate the economy, then put the money in the people's pockets that's going to spend it. So now everybody will make a come up off of us getting money. Now, but I'm not concerned about the masses. I'm concerned about my tribe. So let's say just the 5 people on this line and the 2 that's talking to me right now. If we took that 7 million and we parlayed it to something great, of course, a mass of people go run out and do some crazy stuff. I'm not concerned about them. I'm concerned about my tribe. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because, in fact, Suave, you sound like one of the brothers that would be out there that somebody would come and buy something from you. You know what I'm saying? You would set up a stand and collect some of that money. See, and that's how we got to do it. Because we ain't going to be able to save everybody. The bottom line, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to interfere, but yeah. I'm sorry, but hey, that's a good point.
I've been Hello?
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, and my reason for saying that, I dig what you said. I kind of look at it as like, well, shoot, if I got it, I dig that. Well, I will say this much. When I kind of, think about a lot of that, what I kind of get out of that is, to me, that's, I know Shaka probably would have the better 2 words to go together for it, but that's a form of slavery right there, man. If one did have this million, and then, 30, 60 days later, you back out here borrowing and begging and stealing or whatever the hell you was doing 60 days ago, and you had $1 million, like you can't tell me that's some slavery right there, man.
But the one,
you know what I'm saying, and that's kind of like wow.
But hey, I wouldn't even be mad at him, because and another piece is,
shout out to all the slaves never had an advocate.
You say who?
Can y'all hear me?
You said shouts out to who?
I said shouts out to all the slaves who have never had an advocate. The modern day slaves and the ones that, listen, I mentioned it actually on the last show. I might have whispered it once. But we talk about slavery. Yo, slavery is at its peak right now.
Oh my God, psychological slavery.
I'm saying that if y'all do the research, man, listen, and this is, I don't want y'all to believe what I'm saying to you, because I want you to do your own research. It was about 10 years ago, there were U.S. officials on trial in the Supreme Court for misappropriating $30 trillion due to sex slave industry. How many slaves can you buy for 30 trillion? How many people go missing and don't nobody follow up on that?
A whole lot.
Yo, 30 trillion, and that's just in the U.S. That's just what they got caught with.
But can
You know what? Go ahead.
I'm gonna hit it from a slight angry position, right? Because the one thing, and I feel for all those that are caught up in that, and I believe that they do deserve justice. But once again, here we go.
That ain't your bag.
Exactly. I mean, it's like my ancestor shit is always put on the back
now,
burner.
let me finish though, Hakim, because I knew that. Listen. Your role in this movement is pronounced. We need that. That anger, we need it. Because you got to understand something. Your anger is what makes my position justifiable. See, yeah, my aim is oneness with those who are moving in the direction that we are and those who are not. That's oneness even still, because how can we pronounce our greatness if we don't have a great nemesis?
Now, and I hear you.
And so how can we have a great nemesis if we are not organized?
But now this.
How can we come together? Say what?
I'm just saying, if part of the problem is that our focus is constantly fractured by everything. Like, for example, not only do we have to worry about sex slaves, then we got to worry about the spotted whale, the fluffy owl, the wild coyotes, right? And then we got to stand up for immigrants, and we got to stand up and for the Me Too movement. And you know what I'm saying? And all of our shit is washed out. Just like rather they never say black people, they say people of color. As if all of us are in this ship together. Now, if you want justice for the sex slave, give justice to our ancestors. If you want the spotted owl to be taken care of, give justice to our ancestors. Because you can't, if you don't right the original wrong, if you don't admit that you're wrong in the first place and keep on jumping over the shit that you did first, you always gonna have problems.
Yo, let me just take it here so we can.
And I'm gonna say this: we need to talk about allies too. We need to talk about allies too, because we got a lot of people that claim that they're helping us, but they really are not our allies. But go ahead.
Hey, so let's just imagine that every black American agrees slavery is wrong. We need to do something about it. When we get to that point, which we're at that point right now, I think we've surpassed that point. Ain't nobody trying to do the work except for a handful. And that handful might be who showed up tonight. Listen, we spend a lot of time discussing solutions. Process, though, to succeed in anything is to have a strategy, find the resources, and execute. If every black American in America decided, yes, we need to do something about it, but are not willing to share their resources, are not willing to put their hand into doing the work, are not willing to put their face or put their name on the sake of progress. there's a lot of that because we don't trust each other.
But, hey,
and as it was written in the Willie Lynch letter, fear, envy, and distrust is greater than love or adoration. Yo, it's profitable at that.
I'm gonna get to that,
So in
Jackie.
capitalistic society, yo, you preaching to the choir.
Hey, no, but hold on. Now, this is the point. This is where I'm at. We think that we need everybody. We don't. Family, we need to understand that it's not all white folks that's running this system. It's a small minority. And we got to constantly remind each other, because like when I run into people that are woke and they coming at me and saying the same shit that that brother or that black man that's running HUD says, as if everything in America is fixed and all we gotta do is work harder. I got to call the bullshit out, but hold on. I got something for you. Sister Jackie says Rachel Dolezal is featured in an upcoming documentary called The Rachel Divide, where she has coined her being as trans black. And Jackie want to know
What?
Now I'm really fucked up. Now I came in, I need some liquor. Jackie says, I want to find out what you think about that, and her laughing out loud. She was doing the work in blackface or tan through her functions at the NAACP now. We do discount her love or reject her now. I'm like this. Rachel Dolezal, I might disagree with her doing it in blackface, but if she was really doing some work, I have to look at whether or not she an ally. But this whole trans black shit, I can't get with. My piece is, I respect allies, right? But Brother Shaka did a show, and for 2 shows he talked about counterfeits. You understand what I'm saying? Counterfeits. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I have a problem with counterfeits because there's something wrong there. Because you could be doing all the right things, but if something is not right with your mentality, we have to step back and look at that, because it's like, how the fuck you supposed to love me when you don't love who you are? If white people want to help me, I need them helping me as white people. I don't need them disguising themselves as me, trying to help me. Help me from where you are. You know what I'm saying? Because for all I know, you get mad and go right back to being who you were. You know what I'm saying? So, Rachel Dolezal, you know what I'm saying? We got to look at some of those issues there. But like they say, you know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. That she even got a documentary. Goddamn. Somebody else is on the line. Uh-oh. Sister Tiandra. It's Sister Tiandra. And she screamed bullshit a long time ago. What's up, sis? Go ahead.
Hi.
How you doing? I ain't never heard you cuss, girl. Somebody got the sound playing in the background.
No, I don't have
No, that's not you, Tiandra.
Did you mute your phone?
You didn't mute it.
Go ahead.
Is that better? That's better. I don't know. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna just jump right in on this, even though I'm late into the call tonight. This is hilarious. So I'm so grateful for somebody bringing this up as a topic, because my first response was just for real, but that's some shit. Transracial? What the fuck did you say?
Transracial. I could be whatever I want. I want to be black this week. I'm going to be Mexican next week.
Oh, goodness. There's not, like you said, I agree with you. I need a drink to that. That makes your head hurt. That really makes your head hurt. But, you know, I had a legit question before that even got brought into play, but it all goes in line. Like, with the whole ally thing, there are some individuals that I believe are more about us and our cause at heart and at spirit who are our color than some of our brothers and sisters who are our color, who are black. Because like you said so many times, Brother Hatem, like there are people who are the same color as us who believe like they're that ox or the animal from Tuesday night that just gets pat on the head, and so they just keep coming back for the pat on the head every day, and they forgot who they are. And there's been a couple of people who I've wanted to invite to the call, and there's been a couple of people in addition to that who have asked to come to the call, because when I promoted the call in the past on my social media outlets, the main one is I'm like, do y'all want to join a community call that they be, allies? And they're like, yeah, I want to join, let me know the details. And I'm just like, okay, but I never get back to them. But there's a couple people that I've known for a while, and I know their heart and I know their spirit. And I'm like, man, like, I feel like you're mature enough and you're in the right place to where you can add to this conversation and you can actually help bring traction to the progress that we're the movement that we're in this in particular leg of the movement. But I never complete that invitation or actually invite them into the call because I'm just like, nah, like, I don't know. I think that there was so much value to the fact that the Black Panther Party was what it was, and that they said, y'all can have the White Panther Party over there. The White Panther Party was the allies to the Black Panther Party, but it's like, but y'all can't come inside here, but you can do, like, we appreciate what you do over there. And I feel like that also has some value to it as well. But what's y'all's response to that? If we
hold on.
If we
go ahead. Yeah. Finish the last thought.
Extend the invitation to allies who have either been initiated or who would be open to be initiated. Because I know that's Brother Hatem's response is initiation. And so it's like, can allies be initiated?
Now check this out, because you brought up a good point. Now, Sister Jackie says, back to the Rachel Dozo, and I'm going to come right back to that. She says Rachel Dozo is not down with that transracial shit. She is clear. She is trans black. All right, now, but what you are talking about, Sister Tiandra, is borders. Between every nation, between every group, there are borders. And we could be trading partners, right? Now, and we might even have embassies on each other's territory. But there's a clear line that in a sense separates us. We could work together. We could go to war together. We could build together. But when we start blurring the lines and start letting people encroach on our territory, that's when it becomes dangerous. When you start letting them into the whole cultural piece, because they might not be the danger, but folks that look like them may become, because now they got access to some of that information. So we do need to establish borders. Now, true allies, when they come at you, they're not trying to be in your shit. They're just trying to support you. And in a sense, you in return give them support back, because they realize the value that you bring to them, and they realize that the value that they give you. We exchange in value. But what starts to happen is that we start blurring the lines, and we start saying, all right, you're not only an ally, you're one of us. When in fact, you can't do that, because when we start doing that, right, we start giving away our secrets once again. We tried that. That didn't work. And I challenge you to find one West Asian culture that do that shit. One. And then also go back in history and see everywhere that they went where people accepted them in. Oh, you hungry? Come in, we'll feed you. You don't know how to survive this environment here, we'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Name one group who didn't get their ass handed back to them by doing that. See, and what we got to understand is that all white folks don't come in talking about conquering. But it's enough of them that come in with that mind state that ends up fucking it up for everybody. And we just got to be clear. Nigga, I got borders. Not only do I got to be clear with white folks, we got to start being clear with our own people, our own folks. Look, like I said, because I don't have illusionary paradises in my motherfucking tribe. I can't have that shit. Where people bringing up these illusions and shit. I mean, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing niggas telling me that Africans, now first off, Africans sold Africans. Now it's Africans sold Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? We the Muslims, we the, you know, and I'm like, you're confusing the babies, nigga. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point in time, we got to start letting people look. It's cool for you to be who you are, but family, you really need to do some research. And especially when we start, see, because this is the issue for me, right? Part of our borders. Part of our borders is understanding that we were brought over here. And understanding that we were brought over here. And some people be like, well, we all wouldn't. Okay, cool. Then when they cutting the checks, you keep your proud ass over there. Because when they cutting them checks or they giving them tax rebates, because we going to get that shit. Because somebody asked me and challenged me today, say, Brother Hytel, that ain't going to never happen. How that going to happen? I said, because I'm training young people up behind me to put themselves in position to make these motherfuckers do it. That's nation building. Because just like they said, because what people don't understand is that these motherfuckers are fighting a generational battle. We're fighting a lifetime battle. I asked a group of kids today. I did a small little lesson because one of the teachers had to leave. I put a little circle in the middle, boy. I said, this is your circle. You're worth this amount of money. You know that your child and your grandchildren coming up behind you will not be able to maintain this. And you got all these other small circles around you trying to take your shit. What are you going to do to those other small circles before you die?
Let me jump in right quick.
Go ahead.
I'm ready to...
Shouts out to Sister Tara Hassa. Wait, hold on. Wait. And
Damn, I can't even say what I was going to say.
Hold it. Perhaps, Anubis says, perhaps a consideration would be to first establish a council and a security board before even thinking about inviting others for a sit-down. Very well spoken, Anubis. But now it's on you, Shaka Hasbury, so what you gonna do?
Anubis, you need to stop watching gangster movies. Arrange to sit down. Kind of. Well, listen.
Hey man, hey, you better stay off the Sith, brother. You stay off the Sith. You understand?
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you what. He had some great input on my show. I appreciate the brother a great deal. He already knows. Now look, when it comes down to it, we need to define something, Hot Tim.
Go ahead.
Because the devil's advocate, what you just said, is that our borders are illusionary. So this is what I need.
I love it. I'm ready. I'm about to shatter that shit. I'm about to shatter it. Go ahead.
Okay.
You ready?
Community building.
Wait, hold on.
No, wait.
Okay, go ahead. I hear you. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Name a border. Hey, brother, my brother. Name a border that's not illusionary.
Here's what I'm saying. Belief empowers everything. A lot of people that believe in those borders. When you speak of a border,
but it's illusionary. It don't exist. You've been on a plane.
Make them believe. Wait, listen. When they cross that line, that there's a different behavior that they're soliciting. You go on the other side unless they respect it enough to follow a protocol to walk in your house. Listen, man. As of this week, I'm homeschooling my son because those who I entrusted to be allies in the support of my son's education have proven to me to be incompetent, cowardice, and unaccountable, and and failed to hold any accountability with the chaos that they brought my son into and called education. This is just one example. So what I'm saying to you is that we need to define what nation building is and what it isn't versus what community building is and what it isn't, because when it comes down to it, community building is what pays the bills and what maintains a functional integrity in all my relations. Now, there are a few of us who want to, and here's what it is. Community building breeds great activists. Nation building creates strong revolutionaries. The activist and the revolutionary's relationship is one that, if you believe in me and you respect the integrity of my work, then you, the activist, will bring me the resources to build what I am extending to your world so that we can interface and make sure that this system works for us because of the components that we're building. I know for a fact that when we cross this, and this is not something that's years down the line, Tim. This is where I'm at right now. Where I'm at is pulling a team together to acquisition a historical site in Cleveland to be able to transform an old high school into a transgenerational artist community where there is definitely a different behavior on those grounds. There's definitely a self-sustainable, not just idea or concept, because the thing is that independently, these things are working for those who are doing the work to create them. There's a sister that I invited on the line tonight that a couple of years ago came into our community practice as community builders and got $5,000 for her to spread her message and to be able to create awareness for what the doula is, what the birthing specialist is, and what that is, pertaining to historical communities or village, right? And this past year, she ended up, surpassing a seven-figure resource to be able to now train more doulas on a level that in our community, this is something that we need in terms of being self-sufficient. That's a very sacred piece. So you see her doing what she's doing, but what if she did that within, not the confines, but within the territory that we're building? Because in this village setting, this is where we're soliciting a different behavior. This is where, when we bring the young folks in and we're saving lives, we're transforming them in an environment that everybody is moving that way. We don't have that right now, and that's what we need, and it's nothing to access it. All we need is a strategy, the resources, and to execute and do the work. But like I said, going full circle, belief is what empowers everything. We gotta, right here, have to believe it enough to be able to step forward.
There you go.
And to be able to move into a place where we can create that desire.
Hold on. This is why we do what we do. Because, listen, you do what you do and I do what I do so that we can keep the conversation going. We repeat ourselves often. And what's starting to happen now? I've been doing this for over 9 years, podcasting. I never had this many people tune in. Y'all look at the numbers, and the numbers is small, but there's a small group of individuals. There's people getting up in the morning now. So in a sense, the belief that you're talking about is already being sparked, and it's being sparked from a sincere place. Now, but I want to read. Tara Hassa says, "I got you, Shaka." This was when we was talking about the piece, and it says, Miss Jackie says, let me be clear. Let me be clear myself. There's no borders for anyone but Africans outside America, where Black Panther inverts the invitation that we are supposed to be wanting to get. Wakanda, I'm sorry, but the tides changed hundreds of years ago. We have to figure out if we fuck with them, not the other way around. There's no other way to extend an invitation. We sit at the table amongst ourselves, and there is no room for any other allies yet. Let us first get us clear. Let us first get clear on who has made the inroads to change and freedom and the civil rights that have led to the resources that others around the world want and need and have to come here to enjoy. No other group of people can come to the table until we talk amongst ourselves. Well said. Terry Hobson said, oops, spoke too soon, got a dip on Shaka. Damn. Shaka's gonna get us killed. That's Terry Hobson. Jackie is screaming, read my shit slow. Terry Hobson says, protect the borders. Tim, I'm proud of you. You have been faithful to do what you do. You know what I'm saying? And it's like family. It's about us repeating. It's about us building, because it's like, you know, growing up in the church.
Protect the board.
Growing up in the church, one of the things that I learned is that a pastor only got about 9 sermons.
It's about us building, because, like, growing up.
Was that me or was that you? A pastor only got about 9 sermons. Yeah, I'm here. I was getting feedback. A pastor got only about 9 sermons, and he repeat that shit over and over again. So 9 weeks after he gives his first sermon, you start hearing pieces of the other 9 in that sermon. And we got to stay on top of the box, and we got to keep it going. But then what we got to do is challenge people to start thinking. And I do agree with Jackie, as well as Anubis, is that we have to go on and, in a sense, talk amongst ourselves, and then we do the inviting. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when we go outside looking for the resources, what happens is that we get caught up. See, because Dr. Kelsey told me a long time ago, he said, brother, Tim, they only give you enough money to fail. And one of the things that I'm realizing, and I really realized after this last Kwanzaa, is that although we are struggling out here, family, because I don't want none of us to get caught up in any illusion. This is part of the illusion. That we think that we're making it, and we think that we're doing better. The fact of the matter is that we're struggling. But this year for Kwanzaa, we was able to raise $8,000.
Really bad. I'm only hearing like once every 3 seconds from you.
All right, hey, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Shaka, can you hear me now? All right.
I hear
So
I can hear you now.
The piece that I'm saying is that we got to keep it up. Like when I'm not on here, just like you did, because Jackie got on and be like, who else is broadcasting? Somebody else is broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? Really? Because the piece is, see, because this is what people don't understand, family. Look, we got to get it out. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody else is, in a sense, talking about our perspective. Like I said, you turn on YouTube, you got niggas that's aliens now. You know what I'm saying? We moving blocks without any physical help. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, man, I have to ground myself in the reality. And the reality is that politics is actually gangsterism. They're steeped.
You're right. And let me say this to you.
And they're steeped in reality. Go ahead.
Listen, you know that building I'm talking about? If I had tried here to protect my son the way that I do, we would have that building. I mean, because, listen, white folks been doing it forever. What I'm saying to you is that there's laws that protect squatters. And so if it was really a matter of us just jumping into motion and claiming something, this is the day to do it. I'm saying I would be that one. What? You gotta organize.
Well,
you got to make that happen.
Well, now I can give you the mythology behind what you're talking about, and I don't think you're gonna like the mythology behind because the science that you're kicking, that's science that you're kicking, right? Now,
Okay.
do you know why our ancestors used to do blood sacrifice?
I'm listening.
We used to do blood sacrifice because blood carries the life force. So when we would kill an animal and dedicate that energy, that blood, that life force to the higher deities, things started to happen. Now, when we get into the Christian theology, what you see is that the animal sacrifice was moved up a level to where there had to be a human sacrifice, right? Because in all myths, there has to be a sacrifice. There has to be a death. And what you're talking about, if you want to do it, is being that one means that you have to be willing to lay your life down, right? And be done. Because then the mythology of your deed will get out. And and at this point in time, Shaka, I'm saying now is not the time for that. Now it's time for us to prepare the way for the one that will be able to do that. Me and you are in a sense like John the Baptist at this point in time. We found a wilderness and we screaming like a motherfucker in it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, because the mythology is very clear on how to do this. This is why I'm telling people, this is why we got to learn the science of symbology. Because there has to be a sacrifice. Those who are not willing to sacrifice will not be fulfilled. And what we're building is individuals that are learning and listening and already have come to the terms of it. I heard you on your show this morning talking about, or was it last night, talking about the power of suffering and the power of sacrifice. The secret is, taught in The Godfather, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. Make sure your enemies are comfortable. Give them a place where they can put their feet up. And this is what they're doing with us. They give us just enough to survive, where we're comfortable and we think we got the world, we think we ain't got nothing to lose. But some of us are slowly waking up saying, God damn, you know what I'm saying? This house that my grandmama left me, this whole neighborhood was redlined. And these motherfuckers got me living exactly where they wanted me to live. Well, goddamn, I got some trauma in my family. There's a lot of shit going on. Well, goddamn, how did that happen? And we're starting to wake up. We're starting to wake up. And some of us are waking up to reality. Others of us are getting caught in other dreams. Right? But some of us are waking up to reality and understanding, dude. Because the reality is, family, we have to prepare our politicians and we got to prepare our soldiers. Because when the politics don't work, motherfucker, you ain't got the respect. You ain't got to respect me. But you are going to deliver on what is old. And we got those young ones that are ready for that shit. See, because the one thing that we all got to understand is that when you have people that are willing to sacrifice, and we have young people that are willing to do that because they shooting each other. Some of them out there in the street battling right now. And our words is going to get to them. Some of the other people out there that's talking just like the words is going to get to them, and they're going to realize what the real enemy is. And all we got to do is be in the right place at the right time.
When I come across one of them, I'll step off the post. But right now,
what, you stripping?
To keep pushing it. Go say that.
You strip? No, even when we find them, we can't stop. You have initiated yourself into something that never ends, dog. You have stepped into a position that our community needs. So regardless of whether you talking to yourself or you talking to 100,000 people, you can't stop. We can't stop. Because when we stop, we felt, now check this out. Symbology. There's a group of individuals. Now I can't remember whether it's in South America or in Africa, where the young people for their initiation, they are put in a dark cave. and they are held in this dark cave, and they don't see sunlight, and they go through the rituals, and they are taught to believe that if they do not complete the ritual and all be sitting out watching the sun rise, that the whole world dies. So even with the sun dance, some people believe that they have to dance because they're dancing for the world. And if they don't dance, then the world will stop. Shaka, what I'm saying to you, my brother, and I'm saying to some of y'all out there, we got to dance. Because when we stop dancing, this shit stops. This means that your children don't, and you got to, even though this is in a mythic proportion, a lot of us, we got to hold on to it. I honestly feel that some shit is going to go horribly wrong if in some form or fashion there's not a daily toast. I'm responsible for that shit. And we got to pick up, in a sense, for lack of a better term, we got to pick up our cross and we got to bear that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And we got to pull it regardless of how much it hurt us, how much it struggled. You done started some shit that you can't stop. And then, and even deeper, you done went into the whole medicine piece of it, because I heard you talking about the June, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't gonna never be able to stop it. Because it's gonna be people who can't afford to go to the doctor that's gonna need what you're producing. You producing health, and then on top of that, you a singer, and you are able to sing and hit certain tones that other people can't hit. You can't stop. So even if we do get the soldiers, you got to be the one that sing them into battle. This is how deep our shit is, dude. This is our ritual. This is what we do. This is what sparked your ass when you saw that I wasn't getting on last week, where your ass where you felt there was something that was missing and your ass got up and did that shit. That's called Ujima. You have my back. This is what we building. And people seeing that shit. You understand what I'm saying? And it's so now, and I want to get to this. There is, because I want you to go on and refine this, because you might disagree with this. There's no difference between a family, a community, and a nation. If there is a difference, the only difference is the size. Because when you look at the definition of a nation, it's a stable, historically developed community of people with territory, economic life, and a distinctive culture, distinctive culture and language in common. What is a family? A family is a stable, historically unit, right? With territory, economic life, distinctive culture, and language in common. What's a community? A community is the same thing, but it's just more people. You understand what I'm saying? So when we community building is a step to nation building. Now, because even in a nation, you need those spies. You need those that go on the other side. You need those that we are able to speak a language with and nobody can decipher what we're talking about, and they give us information and we give them information. But it's all nation building. Go ahead.
Let me just say this. You know, the major difference between community, family, territory, and the main difference between a tribe and a family, functionality.
Explain.
See, because I've seen entire families homeless. Do they move together? No. They divide based on where their resources, their other relationships are. I'm going to go, I just got out. Let me go find this the sister that I knew before then. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. When it comes to a tribe, we all have responsibilities and we all have a role to play. Sister Tianja, she's a healer. You're a healer. I'm an artist. You know what I mean? Suave, you still there?
No, he hung up because of the feedback.
Oh. Well, Suave's an artist. Suave, and you heard what he can do.
Right.
And see, what we need right now, Ben, if we're going to play this thing the way you say, I'm still looking for a Trojan horse to be able to get us into the place where the enemy, as you call it, is able to look us in the face. And every time, every time I've gone to court, you come with me. That's exactly what that is. Because they're looking for evidence of fear. And I understand that because of my experiences. When you don't show them fear, they retreat to another way. Because at the end of the day, when they see you face to face and they realize that you will die for the cause that you are there to represent, really, they just want to go home to their filet mignon. And at the end of the day, they don't want you nowhere near their house, their territory. The piece is that if we did end up there at their dinner table, invited or uninvited, it'll be a totally different conversation.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? A totally different conversation. And they end up at our shit all the time. You understand what I'm saying? The whole piece is now, because I'm gonna challenge you on this. Family, in order to have a family, you have to have territory. You have to be stable. You have to have territory. See, because we counting the blood, right? Because, we counting blood, right? But I would even challenge you on the blood piece at this point in time, because just because you have blood like somebody, or y'all share blood, or y'all share DNA, that don't necessarily make you family. Family, in order for a family to exist, a true family, there has to be territory. There has to be economic life. There has to be a distinctive culture. There has to be a language in common. And it has to be in some form of fashion. There has to be some form of stability there. That's the same definition for a nation. That's the same thing with a community. We just have to be clear on that shit. So that when we're talking, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to look your Trojan horse in the face. You just want to be able to roll that motherfucker into the enemy's place. You don't, and actually, you don't want your Trojan horse to bring no attention to himself. That's counter strategy. That's not good strategy. You want that motherfucker to be like the spook set by the door, and that motherfucker will be able to just like when you had these news announcements where somebody was in a meeting with Trump, and Trump felt comfortable enough to say the shit that he said, and they come out and be like, all of a sudden it's leaked out, and everybody like, well, how the fuck they found that out? And President Trump is saying he didn't say it, blah, blah, blah. Somebody got in there and got him comfortable enough to really speak. That's spy. You know what I'm saying? That's how spy shit work. I got to make you comfortable. I can't make you comfortable if I'm coming in talking my shit. No, we need a motherfucker that sound like them, that make them feel comfortable and be like, oh, them motherfuckers coming to 8th Avenue tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously. Because check this out, dog. Do you not understand that right now the federal government is suing the state of California because somebody leaked out that the federal government was about to do a major raid for immigrants? A Trojan horse, a spy inside sounded the alarm, and everybody else went along with that shit. So now California is about to fight this country and realize there was really no fight about us getting those reparations yet. But it's coming. It's coming. We training. We doing what we need to do. But hey, family, you know what I'm saying? What I want to do right now is, because y'all done got me off into my because I was so frustrated today. No, seriously, man. I was so frustrated today because when people, I feel sometimes people take what our people went through and just put it on the back burner, and it hurts my heart. You understand? I mean, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, after pouring, it's like pouring libations every day for not only my ancestors, but for everybody that be calling in ancestors. It's like you develop a relationship, and it's almost like when somebody discounts that shit. Right? Even in Columbus, I heard that there's a place used to be a place called Hampton Village, where black folks had to live there because I think it was called Hampton Village. It no longer exists. The expressway is where it was. You know what I'm saying? The expressway is where it was. And the only reason that black folks was able to get it, they couldn't get places, they couldn't get quality homes anywhere else because they was redlined.
Oh man, go further, Hatem.
Hold
Go
on.
to Walhalla.
Go to Walhalla. Are you talking about on the north side?
Walhalla. Sir.
That's you pronounce it Valhalla. You motherfucker.
How you say it?
Valhalla. It's the heaven of.
It starts with a W.
I know, but it's pronounced that. I mean, that's why they. You know what I'm saying? W is actually the U, W, and the V at one point in time were basically like this. You know what I'm saying? Same shit. So for them, they spell Valhalla with a W.
That's bananas. I never knew that.
And then think about it.
Yeah, that's where
when you look at the W, it's two V's connected.
Right. Yeah, I just never used it like that. I never even heard that correlation. But what I'm talking about is you know that street is haunted. There's a mansion on the hill called the Mooney Mansion.
I didn't know that.
Which actually, yeah, there's a mansion on the hill called the Mooney Mansion.
Stop. Don't tell me this shit, because you know I drive by that shit when I be coming from the hookah lounge now. Is this shit really scary? Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Hatem, as I'm telling the story, you can Google it and put Valhalla haunting in your search engine, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a mansion on the hill. A stockbroker in the 20s named Mooney, I think it was John Mooney, owned that mansion. And when the Great Depression hit, he murdered his family so that they didn't have to starve. And lo and behold, in that mansion are slave cabins, is hideaways, rather. Hideaways for slaves. And so up and down that stretch, you need to check that out. But as far as haunting, that's what they...
With slave quarters, or was places where they hid people that was in the Underground Railroad?
Places where they hid people on the Underground Railroad.
Oh, that shit hunted for white folks. I'm going to buy that motherfucker tomorrow. Shots out, brother, out there moving on Valhalla. God damn it. I'm getting the Mooney Mansion shit. Hot damn. That shit ain't hunting for me. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been drunk as fuck driving by that shit. And I'm like, hey, police don't even stop me. Hey, I'm moving into the Mooney Mansion. Shit, Shaka, you done just told me some shit, man. I'm happy as a motherfucker, boy. We about to buy the Mooney Mansion up in this motherfucker. It's gonna be the Gye-Nyame Arms. Goddamn. Hold on. I just heard something fall. See, and this is something else. This is what I tell my kids, right? They be like talking about ghosts and shit. I said, listen, baby, you ain't got to worry about no goddamn ghost. Your ancestors will kick a ghost ass. We got that family. Listen, I'm pouring every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling on all of y'all out there ancestors every day. We never have to worry about no motherfucking ghosts. Because all we got to do is call on our ancestors. They're going to come in there and kick a ghost ass. Because a ghost is not even a whole fucking spirit. Huh? A ghost is not even a whole spirit. It's a quarter of a spirit. Get the fuck out of here with a ghost. Actually, man, listen. Hold on, but now, Sister Jackie said, the problem is that people forget that we have been bought and sold too many times on controversial bills of sale between people, and now the onus is on us to show the love. We will not be placed at... Hold on. Y'all got to realize...
on the pole because in their mind, service this country when the real wording is that we have built this country and let the people continue to cross the ocean on our backs then.
Wow. And she said, reap the benefits. We have been having to wear the mask and shine for so many people for so long that we are even confused about how to benefit ourselves and not others. And Brother Nuba says, when I come to Columbus, I might have to pay the... Oh, goddamn. Them goddamn Sith is trying to imprison some spirits to take back to New York with him. God damn it. All right, Anubis. He said he gonna go visit that shit. All right, family, hold on. Because, you know, we losing some people because we having an excellent conversation. And if you don't, tune in to The Mind of Shaka. You know what I'm saying? He on YouTube. Also, family, I would suggest that all of you go out and get your own Spreaker station because you can listen to the podcast live on Spreaker. So you don't have to be sitting in front of Facebook or YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You could just take this shit with you, right? And just listen to it in your headphones. You know what I'm saying? And because one of the pieces that, you know what I'm saying, we when we talk about a media company, we're not playing. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised when you see a fucking movie pop up or a documentary, because already Shaka's talking about doing a festival and a documentary talking about fermented foods because people don't really understand the power of fermenting. It's incredible. It's incredible. Right? And many of y'all are taking medicines.
Hey, man.
Go ahead.
One thing I want to say, man, is that through this conversation especially, I appreciate that you take the time to listen to my shows in their entirety, man. Where do you find the time?
Well, because I ain't cheap like most of y'all, I be paying for premium services so I could just cut my shit off and let it play, right? So I let it play like in the morning. I have a certain amount of time because, you know, I get up and do my show super early. So I have a certain amount of time to be listening to stuff while I'm getting the kids' clothes ready, while I'm brushing my teeth, while I'm doing all the stuff that I need to do. So this morning I saw that you was on because Anubis was telling me about the Bruce Lee June. You know what I'm saying? And he was mentioning it. And so I went and I looked at it. I said, okay, it's about 2.5 hours. So I'll be able to listen to this in the house. And then sometime when my wife ain't at home, I could take the speaker with me and listen to it as well. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not about finding time. It's about making time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important that I know. It's important that I know what you're talking about. Because if we got a media company, I need to know what points you coming from. I need to know the points that Lady J is coming from. I need to know the points that Jackie is writing from. Because, like, for example, the Rachel Dolezal shit would have never popped up on me if Jackie ain't throw it up on the timeline. Right? So we feed each other. You know what I'm saying? We remind each other about shit. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't feel myself up in our circle, then I'm slacking. Right? Because Jackie checked me all the time. Like, for example, I'll put up a news post, and Jackie said, I talked about that 3 weeks ago on my timeline. You ain't following my timeline. So I got to go, when I go on there, I got to go to her timeline to make sure that she, you know what I'm saying, that she ain't wrote about shit or what, you know what I'm saying, because she couldn't find shit like that. Right? And then we got Sister CeeLo. Now she posted up some good shit straight into the Gye-Nyame Journey chat, into the room. So if you ain't enjoyed the chat, you I think this is Sister Jackie. She said, you're talking about taking the time. I put up a note on Wakanda, and I did too. I commented on that shit. You asked me to write something. Hold on, Jackie, you ain't write that for me. I commented on the shit. I still, you know what I'm saying? I commented. I read your letter, your love letter to Wakanda. Down with Wakanda. I can't wait till the Sith. Actually, it ain't going to be the Sith. It's going to be Thanos. He going to tear that shit up. Now, I read your love letter. You tagged me in it. You didn't say this is for Hatim. This is for Hatim. Matter of fact, I did post it in Gye-Nyame Journey. What did you talking about? Oh, it was a love letter to Killmonger. Well, you with me then you with me with then turn down and got the. I can't wait till Thanos tear that shit up. Yeah, and I can't wait.
Hey man, I went into a game.
You know what?
I went to a GameStop.
Wait, hold on. You know what Black Panther 2 is gonna be called? Homeless. That's what that shit's gonna be called. Homeless. You know what I'm saying? Because Thanos gonna tear that shit up. I'm just letting y'all know in advance. I ain't even seen the movie. Thanos gonna beat the shit out of Hulk. Tony Stark gonna be running around in his drawers. Black Panther, the Black Panther is gonna just be the Brown Panther because he gonna rip that fucking suit off. He gonna kick Thor's ass and use that hammer to nail put the nails in the coffin of Wakanda and tear that shit up. There we go.
Hey man,
go ahead. Using the GameStop. I'll be listening.
No, I know Captain America ain't got nothing on Black Panther.
Oh,
Thor, man, that's the conversation though.
No, it's not. Because they already showed it. The Black Panther's
really?
in the comics, the Black Panther's grandfather beat the shit and knocked this motherfucker out. Right? In the cartoon.
And that makes a lot of sense.
In the cartoon, his father did it. But the Black Panthers everybody already know that Captain America, the whole super soldier shit, stands no chance. You know, Black Panther don't give two fucks about that. He already done beat. He not only beat Cap, he knocked that motherfucker out and carried him back to Wakanda. Cause he said, I can't leave this white boy out here. And, you know, he knocked him the fuck out. They became friends, and Captain America was able to leave with some vibranium so that he could make a shield, so that he could provide him with some better competition next time he decided to come to Wakanda. That's what that all was.
Wow.
I thought you knew that.
Wow. No, I didn't. Hey, but one thing, see, the thing about Thor, what makes sense is that, I don't know if you know this, but back in the 70s, there was a character before Thor that was Thor. But have you heard the story already?
No.
He came, but this character came out of a whole different set of deities. This character made his way into both DC Comics and Marvel Comics. This deity's name is Shango, the god of thunder and lightning, whose emblem is a double-sided axe. This was it's a true story, yo. And the piece is that Shango was too empowering, because those who knew realized that this isn't a fictional character that Marvel made up. They basically went and used the likeness and the name of a real African deity. And when it was found out, they snatched him out of the book and put Thor in. That's just hey, once again, when it comes to stuff like that, I don't want y'all to believe anything I just said.
Do your research.
That's true.
Do your research. But hey, now let's get to this. Because I know y'all came for the Proverbs. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. But, you know, but this is what happens when we start communing. Hopefully everybody got what they needed. Family, we just need to start being culturally appropriate in everything that we do. Culture. We got to think culture in everything that we do. All right, but day 19. If you want to support the Gye-Nyame Journey and Gye-Nyame Journey Media, go and get that Gye-Nyame Journey workbook, Tribal Quotes. Go to GyeNyameJourney.com. If you look in the top tabs, you can click on it and you can get it. You know what I'm saying? And we will use the money properly. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, all this Wi-Fi and all these devices, there has to be a better way. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it has to be a better way. Because shit, me and Shaka's Wi-Fi bill, I'm like, God damn. I'm serious, family. Really, we got, you know what I'm saying? We want our media, we got to support it. Here we go. Common sense is the collection of prejudice acquired by the age of 18. Albert Einstein.
Einstein said that shit.
Yep. At least that's, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit is recycled, you know what I'm saying? They just, somebody caught him saying that shit. You know, Albert might have been talking to some other genius motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And they said it, and Albert said, well, you know, I heard. But then here we go. He is able who thinks he is able. The Buddha. And the last one. The monkey tail is long, and yet if you touch it, its owner feels the touch. All right, Shaka, which one you want to start with?
Say that one again. Say the third one again.
The monkey's tail is long, and yet if you touch it, its owner feels the touch. That's from Senegal. Which one?
Wow.
Which one you want to start with? And realize we may only be able to do one, so make it good.
We only gonna do one.
We may only be able to do one because, you know, I don't like doing 2-hour shows.
Well, let me make one of those a one-liner and leave it alone, and then we'll stick with number two.
We ain't never been able to have no goddamn one-liners, man. I'm just saying. I mean, come on now.
Can I please just attempt it, and then we can move on to the second one?
Go ahead.
As soon as I'm done with this one-liner,
go ahead.
Then you reiterate number two. All right. So the Albert Einstein thing. Say it again so that they can.
Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18.
Trust one to be what you experience them to be. Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, goddamn, we did a one-liner. All right, which one you want to do now?
Let's do number two.
He is able who thinks he is able.
Man. Now, I don't know where you're going to go off of this because I think this is a conversation we had years ago, and I'm actually taking the affirmative to what you were saying, and that is about the mind being all powerful, which is evidence that we're all created in the likeness of our Creator, right? Because if you believe that you can do a certain thing, you're absolutely right. If you believe that you cannot do that thing, you're absolutely right. Belief is what empowers everything. So when we move about this cavernous world and we find ourselves destitute, if we believe that we have nothing, we're right. But if we believe that the world is ours, let it be.
All right. Damn. That's another one-liner. Number 3. Because you know I'm going to tear this motherfucker up. The monkey's tail is long. And yet if you touch it, its owner feels the touch.
You want me to lead or you want me?
You go ahead, man. You've been doing good. Come on. Knock it out. Let's see if you can knock it out. Because I'm getting ready for bat. God damn it. Get my bat ready.
Everybody has a rhythm. And in order to inspire change, you have to tap into the rhythm of the people. Now, when we are talking about, being reactionary, you touch a monkey's tail while he's on the shoulder of its owner. The monkey don't know you for that monkey. His reaction, his clench to his owner is going to make the owner try to figure out what's going on. Why is my monkey acting erratic right now?
Why are you touching my monkey?
More like, why are you touching my monkey? Well, Bubbles didn't have a tail at all. I don't know.
All right.
So, yeah.
You ready for me?
Yeah.
Showtime, showtime, showtime. Family, the monkey tail is long, and yet if you touch it, its owner feels the touch. Now, family, so when we look at a monkey, like, because, you know, Bubbles was a chimpanzee, but when we look at a monkey has a tail, and the tail is used for a certain purpose. The tail helps the monkey keep balance. The tail helps the monkey stay in touch with nature. You understand? That tail helps that monkey stay up in trees because the monkey can grab stuff with the tail, right? So the tail is an intimate part of the monkey's existence. So when you touch a monkey's tail, the monkey can feel it without any doubt, right? Now, let's look at a lot of our lives. Many of us have tails and we don't even know it. Motherfuckers is touching our tail and we don't know. You know why? Because we done forgot, or we've been educated to tell us that we don't have a goddamn tail. So we done lost the sensitivity of a part of our being, right? We have been, like, for example, many of us went to school because and majored in shit that we was told that we were supposed to do because we were supposed to get a job. Not realizing that our tail, the intimate thing that's in our lives, that hangs outside of our passion, was what we should have been pursuing. Right? How many of us have moved away from our tail, like if we was to say that the passion was the tail? How many of us have forgot about our passion? And now it's just doing shit to survive. You know what I'm saying? If you separate the monkey from the tail, for example, if you take a monkey and you cut the motherfucker's tail off, that monkey probably wouldn't even be able to hang around in the trees. He would be clumsy. He would not be able to walk. So the monkey has an intimate relationship with the tail. Family, what in your life do you have an intimate relationship with that other people are violating? If you touch a monkey's tail in the wild, that motherfucker might turn around and bite you. Many of us, we have been so separated from ourselves that we don't even know what the tail of our lives are. We don't know what those stabilizers are in our life. So we look for other things to kind of fill it. Not even realizing we walk around with a fucking tail that has been unfulfilled, that has been ignored so long that even when somebody touch it, even when somebody violate it, we don't know it. When we look at our community, what's the tail of the community that's being violated, that's being touched, that we don't even know? We don't even have the sense to know. Now, going back to what we talked about before, the tail. Think about this. The tail is symbolic in the sense of the border. We don't even know that our borders are being crossed. Many of us, we don't even know that our borders are being tossed. We got motherfuckers sitting up in our living room talking about, hey, this is a nice bedroom. No, motherfucker, this is my living room, and we don't even throw them out. They rubbing on our tail. We don't even know they rubbing on our tail. And I'm just saying, family, it's time for us to wake up. It's time for us, because if a monkey is wise enough to know that his tail is being touched, so should we. As a group and as individuals. Sister Jackie says, I have a big day tomorrow. Family, I'm going to bed, and I thank you for spreading truth and love as always. Much love, Sister Jackie. Peace to you. We're about to shut it down as well.
Peace, Jackie.
I usually don't try to keep my shows this long, but we get as our Christian brothers and sisters call it, we get that Holy Ghost, and we got to keep on trucking. Praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's real. You know what I'm saying? But hey, family,
Right.
I'm gonna say, because it's 11 o'clock, and I'm gonna say thank you to each and every last one of you. Like I said, our definition, our conversation is not just our conversation. What you heard was Brother Shaka's opinion and my opinion. I inspire you. I pray for you to find your perspective, find your truth. Whether it lines up with what the fuck I'm saying or with what Shaka's saying, make sure that you're thinking, family. That's all I want for you. I want you thinking. because we're living in a dangerous world, and many of us are fading out of here fast because we're not thinking. We're not using our emotions right. We're not plugged into our intuition. We don't have any connection with our spirit, and our bodies are withering away. So, hey, I'm going to lift this glass to you, and I'm going to lift the glass to your ancestors in the morning. This is Brother Hatim, and I'm about to get up out of here. But before I get out of here, as I usually do, Brother Shaka, do you have something that you want to share with the family?
Man, look, it's time for us to make time, as Hatem said earlier, to at least chime in. Because, and on a regular basis, because there's a lot of you out there who I haven't met face to face. But I know that whoever shows up is the right folk. And it's time for us to start identifying with what we bring to the table. It's time for us to start identifying with who got what superpower, so that when we are in battle, we know who to delegate what to. And when it comes to that, I know it probably sounds funny coming from me, once again, someone that you've never met. But we have to determine for ourselves, and we have to organize ourselves in such a way that when it comes to taking care of business, there is a line of order. There's a what do you call it, Hatem, where there's we have to be able to delegate some responsibility to those who we know are going to own that responsibility. Because when it comes, go ahead.
I'm listening. I'm here. Go ahead. Go ahead. We still here.
When it comes down to today, like I said, I'm out here, I'm holding this post, and I'm ready to solicit some activity. I think action is a very strong word, so I said at least some activity, at least showing up. So when I do things like organize this fermented food festival, we got to find out where we want to do that, because it might be more people fermenting their food down there in Columbus than it is up here in Cleveland. And we need to be able to bring folks into some level of commonality, because for myself, I need to be educated on some levels of, and we need to be able to make those resources available for those who want to know what it means when somebody asks them, is that alkaline? Right? Or what do you mean these greens ain't cooked, they soft? Right? We need to understand what is what. And I'm saying for myself, I trust you all because of the conversations that we're having, because, I've never even heard Brother Anubis' voice, but I understand his voice. You know what I mean? When I read his text on the phone, when he's on Facebook, I always put a different voice to it, because I've never heard the brother's voice.
Me neither.
Right?
No, my fault. I spoke to him on the phone.
So sometimes he sounds like Mike Tyson in my head. Sometimes he got this James Earl Jones thing. I just keep playing around with it just to keep it fresh. That's all. That's all I got to say about it.
All right. So we're gonna end tonight, and I'm just gonna say, I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. See, we just got started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. Anybody know where that song is from? I want to see how old some of y'all. Anybody know where that song is from? He said his voice sounded more like Palpatine. Come on now. I know I ain't the oldest. Am I the oldest dude on the line? Nobody know where that song came from?
You set yourself up for that one, I tell.
Oh, my God. All right. Y'all gonna do your research. Come on now, family. I know I'm not that damn old. All right. But, hey, if I am, I accept it. You know. But somebody out there lying. CeeLo. Carol Burnett. Thank you. All right. With that, stop acting like you ain't watched the Carol Burnett show. I want to thank y'all for joining us.
I was 3.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was young, too. I wasn't 3, though. I want to thank everybody for joining us. It was Carol Burnett. Bob Hope might have sang it, too. I want to thank everybody for joining us on Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Of course, you know this has been the Tribal Quotes, and I will see you in the morning for the daily toast. And this is a Heart of December production, where we strive to blow up those old paradigms. All right, YouTube. I am out. Peace out. Make sure y'all like, click the bell or whatever. All right, on Facebook, make sure y'all click the like piece, share, and then also get the alert. Sign up for the alert. So I have to keep waking y'all up with these texts. Peace out. Peace. All right, Spreaker. Y'all have a great night. We went over a lot, but that's, it's cool. Peace.